Everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Travel Centric Mimi and I'm so glad to have you here. Today we are going to be talking about Schengen visa. So basically what we'll be discussing today is going to be like a series because I'm going to be giving you detailed information of what you need to get a Schengen visa. So what we're going to be talking about today is the requirement for a Schengen visa. As you all know, Schengen visa contains 29 countries and most of them share almost the same requirement. It was initially 27 countries until two other countries joined them. So most of them share almost the same requirement. But before I go on, kindly do us a favor by actually subscribing to our channel to make our channel grow. And if this video helps you to solve a particular problem, kindly leave a comment and like. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you have ever wondered how many countries are in Schengen, we have 27 countries before Bulgaria and Romania joined in 2025. So most of the countries are Austria, Bulgaria, Croatia, Belgium, France, Germany, and several other countries like that. So basically, I'm not going to be talking much about the countries that are involved. What I'll be talking about is all the documents you need to get a Schengen visa from Nigeria or any part of the world. So you have a list of countries like 29 who have come together to abolish border hindrances when you pass through their countries in Europe. So what this means is that if you have a visa of my country, then 29 others, you can go into the country of the 29 others. So that's what exactly means to have a Schengen visa. So it means that if you get a visa of one of this country, you can visit every other of the 28 countries in the European side. So I'm going to list under here the countries that you can visit, the Schengen countries in this area. Let's say, for example, I'm going to France or I'm going to Norway. I can actually use this visa to go to other Schengen countries like Germany, Spain, Greece, and so on, in as much as they are part of the 29 Schengen countries. So what it means is that if any of these countries grants me visa, if any of these body members, if any of this body member country grants me a visa, it could be France, it could be Greece, Germany, if any of them grants me a visa, that means I can travel. Once I get to the country, I can travel to any of this Schengen body country. With that visa they have granted me, I can go to France. And from France, I can go to anywhere else I want. If the visa they grant me is from Germany, I can go to Germany. And from Germany, I can go to France, go to Luxembourg, go to any other Schengen country, in as much as it is part of these 29 countries. I can choose to take a train. I can choose to use an airline. I can choose to use a bus. I can choose to travel to anywhere, in as much as it is a Schengen area. So let's talk about what you need to apply for a Schengen visa. So what you need to apply for a Schengen visa is your valid international passport. Most countries will tell you that they want it to be 3 months before expiry. Some country will tell you that 6 months before expiry. But I always advise, and the advice is that you let it be 6 months before the expiry date of your passport. So at least 6 months before expiry date of your passport, or 6 months before your trip. It shouldn't expire, and you should have at least 2 blank pages on your passport. So that is your number one requirement to get any visa at all. It's not just Schengen visa. 6 months before expiry, before the travel date, and 2 blank page on your passport. So secondly, you need a duly filled application form. Most times you can download this application form on the website of the exact embassy that you want to go and apply in. And some embassy will ask you to fill the application form online. Like the French embassy will ask you to fill the application form online, while some embassy will tell you to print out the form and fill it for them. But most of this Schengen country will ask you to fill their application online so that you can go ahead and book your appointment. But if they tell you to print out the application and fill it, please go ahead and do so. Most times, what you're supposed to do is always in the website of this embassy. Next thing is your passport photograph. Always remember that your passport photograph must always be in a white background. No headgear except for religious purpose, where you're from the side where you have to cover your head. Apart from that, you don't wear face cap, don't wear beret. If it is not for religious purpose, you do not need to wear an headgear. So no headgear, white background. Your hair must show. Some of the Schengen countries have their passport size, but most time is always the regular passport for Schengen countries. So no headgear, white background for your passport. The next thing is your flight reservation. You need a flight reservation. This is a way of showing your travel itinerary, from what day you're traveling to the day you're traveling, what airline are you using, which airport are you going to enter, border are you going to enter the country through. So you need a flight reservation. So this flight reservation, you can go to any of those flight website to book your flight reservation. All you need is just a flight reservation. You do not need to buy a ticket before you get your visa. They just want to know that you know where you're going and you know what you're doing. So most times you can go to any of these online booking portal to get your flight reservation, or you contact your agent to just get you a flight reservation. You do not need to pay for that. Just get a flight reservation. So for example, if you say you're going to Paris in France, so you get a flight reservation and you want to spend 1 week in Paris. So we're arriving Paris January 7th, and you want to spend 5 days in Paris. So you just book your flight from January 7th to the 5th day you're going to leave. So this also takes me to your hotel reservation. Remember your hotel reservation, the check-in time and the check-out time, you have to consider that when you're booking your hotel. So you can also book an hotel from booking.com or any online platform. Do not pay for any of this when you're applying for your visa. You need to just book them. Then when you book them, you use it for your visa purpose. Then after that, you can now consider making plans to pay for all these things. So your hotel reservation, do not make payment for it. Just make a reservation. Flight reservation, do not make payment for it. Just make a reservation. Next thing you need is your travel insurance. So for every Schengen country, you need a travel insurance of at least 30,000 euro coverage. So you can do that by going to mutual benefit or any insurance company that covers insurance for a Schengen country. So there are a lot of them. You can go online to Google them. You can also do this yourself. One of these days, I'm going to make a video of how you can actually book your insurance for your Schengen visa online by yourself. So the cap is 30,000 euro. So you need a travel insurance of at least 30,000 euro on it. So that's what you need for your insurance. Okay, so while I was talking about the flight, I spoke about your hotel, which is your proof of accommodation. So you need to make an hotel reservation. You do not need to pay for an hotel. You can go on booking.com to book an hotel. Just make sure that you make the accurate reservation. Make sure it tallies with your flight reservation. Don't go and book a 10 days hotel when your flight is just 5 nights. So you need to do your mathematics and make sure that you are accurate. You need proof of financial means. Proof of financial simply means your statement of account, and your statement of account should be able to reflect how you're able to cover your trip. If you are a salary earner, you should be able to submit your account that shows how much you're being paid every month. If you're a business owner, your business should be able to reflect out the inflow and outflow of money in your account. That's one. When you're trying to give proof of financial means, please remember to include your pay slip or sponsorship letter. If somebody is sponsoring you on this trip and you're using somebody's statement of account, that means you have a sponsor for this trip. Remember to ask for a sponsorship letter from your sponsor. And your payslip, if you're claiming that you're a business owner, you need to provide your CAC, that's your Corporate Affairs Commission certificate, to prove that you are the owner of this business. So that takes me to proof of employment. So on your proof of employment, you need to show a letter from your employer stating your position, your salary, when you were employed, your role in the company, state your position, your salary, your employment date, and the role you take in the company, and also how much you are being paid in the company. That has to do with your salary. You also need to provide a leave letter. You cannot just get up and go and say, because I work here and I'm going on vacation. You need to show that you have been released from work for a particular time, for so time to so time. So your company needs to give you a leave letter. So you need to provide a leave letter that shows that you have a tie to your country and you have a job that you are coming back to. Most of the examples we have been given are for visit visa that can actually be applied for student visa in the Schengen area. The only different thing is that as a student, you need your admission letter and proof of sponsorship. Either you're sponsoring yourself or somebody is sponsoring you. So if you're a student, you need that. And if you're an individual that is going on vacation and somebody, I'm smiling because if you're an individual that is going on vacation and somebody is sponsoring your trip, you need a sponsorship letter with the person's statement of account proving that the person has 100% asset to the account, and statement of account proving that you know the person and the person can actually release money to you anytime, any day. Then the other additional document that you need is depending on the reason you are travel, you also can go further to prove your tie to your country, like landed property, your business, your job, your family, and every other thing you can use to prove your tie to your country. Another thing I want to mention is that you need a cover letter. So most of this visa, it's not like the US embassy or other Schengen embassy that you get to explain yourself. You do not get the opportunity to explain yourself. So because you do not get the opportunity to explain yourself in person, you should do a cover letter that explains why you're traveling, who you are. It's a way of letting the person that is going to process your visa know who you are. So your cover letter, what your cover letter does is it explains your travel purpose. It explains why you're traveling. That's your travel purpose. It explains your itinerary. It explains your tie to your country, and it also explains your financial details. So these are very important things that you should put in your cover letter. So some of your documents may just be there and nobody is understanding what is happening. If you know there's any document that you have put in that is not self-explanatory, you have the opportunity to do all this in your cover letter. Don't let anybody tell you that your cover letter is too long or too short. These people are not seeing you face to face, so you are explaining yourself. So it doesn't mean that you're talking too much. Another additional document is your invitation letter. So it now depends on your purpose of travel. If somebody is inviting you to a Schengen country, you're going to add your invitation letter. But if you're not being invited, just going on vacation, you can put a proof of where you're going to on vacation, like a tour that you booked online, or your hotel is enough for your Schengen visa. One of the steps we'll be discussing in our next video is step by step of the process, how to apply for your Schengen visa. So I just discussed with you now how to put together your document for a Schengen visa, which is the first step into trying to get your Schengen visa. Do a quick recap on what I just told you now, which the document you need: your valid international passport, a duly filled application form, your passport sized photo, white background, no headgear except for religious purpose, also your cover letter, flight reservation, travel insurance, proof of accommodation, which is your hotel reservation. And if it's somebody that you're going to stay with there, they're going to give you a letter that you're going to stay with them. Then you need to get that person's utility bill to prove that they live in that address, to prove that they live in that address. And proof of financial means, that means your statement of account and every other financial means that you have. If you have shares and all those, any financial means that you have, you need to add it to it. Then your employment status, which is very important. If you are employed, you need to get a letter from your employee stating your position, your salary, and also your leave approval. If you're a business owner, you need to get your CAC or your business registration certificate and the bank statement of your business if necessary. And for students, you need to get your admission letter and your proof of sponsorship. And also the visa fee for most Schengen country is 80 euro. Most Schengen country is 80 euro. So I'm not going to tell you how much this is in Naira because it depends on how much the exchange rate is the day you're going to your biometric center. So most times you get to pay this fee at the biometric center. Then the additional document, like I stated earlier, it depends on the reason you're traveling. So you may need to add some extra document like invitation letter for business if you're going on a business trip. If you're going to visit the family, you had an invitation letter also, and you prove your ties to the family. And also you had to your application your ties at home. You must be able to prove that you are coming back to Nigeria. I hope I've been able to help you. If you have any other question, put it below in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for staying to watch. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. I truly, truly, truly appreciate. So the next video I'll be making is how to apply for Schengen visa. Don't miss this one. So the next video is going to be dropping and I'm going to be telling you step by step on how to apply for Schengen visa and getting your visa approved. I'm also going to be talking about the mistake people make when applying for Schengen visa and why their visa was rejected. Thank you very much. Stay with us and please don't forget once again to subscribe to our channel. Bye.